play that music too. God damn.
Can I blaze with you?
Smoke something. Y'all need
That black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I smoke the Philly to the blunt. That black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I smoke the Philly to the blunt. I mellows out to a Robbie Man track with some nectar, a chronic. And like Steve Austin, I'm feeling bionic. It's crazy how a beat can relax cats to hand claps. Sitting
Click
the
back
move
on
some
it.
fat raps. No head pop to confirm.
Nah, after it's there, it should be good.
The numbers ain't changed, the key ain't changed.
I don't think so, because it should be like, it should just be over there.
Alright, I'm on your actual page.
Yeah, me too. And I don't see me live.
I seen four solid be free, so roll it up, chunk, switch, so we can get wet. The black hillbilly, roll the Phillies, smoke the Philly to the blunt. The black hillbilly, roll the Phillies, smoke the Philly to the blunt. I feel fine 'cause I just had a fat one. Something
The
for
analytics, why I'm not live, is crazy. Let me see if I can go over the studio myself. Maybe we just got too much stuff open. This is the only one on here. Dashboard, content, so it will be over here to go live. And it say, actually,
It's there, bro.
look, it's going live.
It's there.
Huh?
It's there.
Yeah.
No, that's the old joint. No, that's.
Oh, that's the
Hold
old one, because it's got what's up down there.
No, I might still be on that
Let me
one.
see if I could send a chat.
No, it's still there. We live. No, you Gucci now.
Let me see, did the, when you was on that, did the, thing come up? I wonder why I ain't live on here then.
On my end, on my screen, you was live.
Yeah, I think it is. It just seemed like it's private. Oh, I just saw you do that too. Yeah, it's definitely live. I think you could just shoot an intro. We'll clip all the rest of this up, and we'll just get to it.
Yeah, 'cause this what it is right here, pimpin'.
Huh? Yeah, so
That's
we
where
live.
we at.
Go all the way down to right now, and then change your screen to see if we live like that. You got two
Do
boxes.
what now? What?
Put your dot all the way over to catch it up to yourself. So down into the YouTube box.
Okay, 'cause
Take
that's
the
what
little
that's
box.
what I got.
Yeah, you delay. Go
Okay,
all
hold
the
on.
way
Okay,
over.
hold on. Let me change the joint. I want to put it on a big screen because I want the OBS to be on this screen so I can control them screenshots.
Oh, that nigga's fly.
So what I'm doing now, you said?
Did it say what? Yeah, we on, because that thing came through too, so.
You said take this box and go forward? To the
Yeah,
right or left?
see it all the way to the right. So that should be as live as we should be right there when
Right.
it's all the way over. One, what do it say? It's lower. It's all good.
You got it on private though.
It's low. I am sad with getting that out. Hold on.
Yeah, you got
I think
it.
I could get it from here on edit. Okay. Edit. And I should be able to take it off private and go public right here. I'm going to say done and say save. I don't think I saved it. That's public then. Did it switch?
Let me refresh it.
Sure.
Yeah, public on my end.
Yeah. And there it is. It just gave me the notice that we just went live, so we all the way ready to go. Start the intro, big bro. We got 3 minutes worth of bullshit that we got to edit out in post. But guess what? We live from the rec room. You pull OBS up and you could do your intro, big bro. As soon as it happened, you know what happened? My nose started just supposed to be like that.
All right, here we go, Pepper Juice.
All right, just 3, 2, 1 to be cool. You can't be the producer if you ain't gonna say 3, 2. I can't. I really can't see you.
Or 3,
Can I blaze
2,
with you?
and it was on.
Oh yeah.
That black hillbilly.
Checky 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Live from the rec room. Welcome to the Sohigho Gas Company podcast. This actually, like, we've been in the rec room before. If you look back in our YouTube, but we usually at the Voice It Radio studio. Shout out to my man EP in the Voice It Radio studio. But this is the Bat Cave and secondary studio that we get down at. But here on the Sohigho Broadcasting Company, we like to talk about cultivation, education, and information and legalization of cannabis here on Ohio. And did we even have our music, big bro?
Yeah, the music playing in the background.
Oh shit, man, that's so dope, man.
Turn it off.
We gonna have a good ass show today. It's a lot going on as of this week in the legalization. We really got some, and since we in the studio, we're gonna have something special for y'all. I get a lot of requests to make people's cones, so here with this studio setup, I'm gonna hopefully be able to show you some of the proper techniques in stuffing a cone, and we'll get to that. But over in the legalization, first, man, I want to say shout out to my co-host, the one and only D Selector, the Tech
What's up,
Wrecker.
everybody?
My man, when we in the rec room, and we got some big things coming for the rec room too, and this is just cutting us up. And Rec Room Studios is open for podcasts. Not only that, if you could see where we at, this is a world-class studio. D is just not a long-time friend. He is definitely one of the best engineers in this town. He has all the credentials. So Rec Room Studios is open for business too. Hit my man D Selector up. I'm sure we're going to have all of the information. And look for this post also on Rec Room Studio site also. We are definitely entering into a partnership. So when you see us over here, this is shared media, shared property. Shout out to my man Robbie, man, too, for that intro
What
music.
up, Rob?
Rob, for sure. That entry, what was let's do Black Hillbilly. Great ass song off of Robbie Man Monsters. That was his first.
R&B.
Yeah, anti R&B. That was his first offering back in the day. So shout out to him. He also, when you check out our other podcast, AI, Double Exposure is the track he put on for that. So shout out to my man Robbie, man. I'm gonna be paying that man royalty and weeds for the rest of my life. The Black Hillbilly smoking Philly. That's my man. Shout out to his partner Laylo, who I saw today. Actually, if you want to go way back, since we here, we'll throw back. If you want to go back to the Struggling Souls, the album cover contained 3 of my good friends. That'll be Rob, Laylo, and the one and only D Selector. That's right. That dude's on the album too. Yeah, recognize. Let me ask you a question though, just for the throwback. Is when you was on was you D Rock on Struggling Souls album, or was
I
you
had like 3 names on there.
on the whole album? You
It
got
was Selector Rock D. That's what it was.
Selector Rock D. Okay, I give you that.
Laylo threw the Selector in, and it was the Rock D.
Yeah.
What it was.
And that's probably how we got D Selector the Tech Record, cause Selector, because quiet as kept, man. Just so y'all know, D shit been doing it for a long time. We go back like just a little history too, before we get to talking about some cannabis. Back in the day with the Hip Hop 216 movie out, Legends of the Land. Shout out to my man J. Cole. Also, J. Cole. You know what I meant. I do smoke weed. You ain't passed that weed back up here. Yeah, J. Cole. J. Cole actually in the Legends of the Land. Me and D is in the original movie cut and we filmed that right down here. The setup was different down here, but our part in that movie, I was honored that I sat next to Rob and D in that movie, in our little part on original documentary. So when you see the clips of us, Rob and D, I know we was all in it because the clip with me saying something got us all three in it.
And
So that was shot right down here.
yeah, like right when it started out, it said Rec Room Studios.
Yeah.
That's like the first scene joint on it.
Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
shout out to J. Cool, Legends of the Land. Let me be honest and give you your flowers. Now, it is not easy to do anything with these crabs in a barrel around Cleveland unless you smoking a lot of weed. That's another thing. Can you pass that weed
Oh,
back
it's sitting
though?
right here, bro.
Oh, we could have smoked it a little bit. But yeah, the Legends of the Land on Tubi for free. I think it's like 4 episodes up. I don't know what he be doing. One time I thought it was a movie. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And now it looked like it's a series. You know, it's not easy fucking around with us Cleveland people, man. That's a real reason why we smoke weed, cause we some haters. I mean, we bona fide hate. And J. Cool getting this together and putting it out. I mean, it's a story, and to keep it 100, it's not the whole story because we too clicky. If you was on one side of the town, you know he really ain't talking about what's happening in hip hop on the west side of town because that was a whole nother go. You got to go get Stretch, and I think Bobito used to hang out around here too, and a whole lot of the not the ill style rockers. What was the
The Evil Doers.
it was a lot of
Dope.
b-boying going on the west side. Did tell you, man, it was like we had a thorough ass hip hop scene in here. So what was on the east side, and then we were so splintered. Cause going back to how me and D probably met playing basketball in the neighborhood back in the day. But then when we started DJing, everybody had neighborhood DJs, and you did your parties in your neighborhood. D was also one of the DJs that had one. He had equipment and he was serious because everybody was rapping, b-boying, breaking, but some people had turntables, and it was competition for us. And D had a flick. D was I think just because you didn't go to public Cleveland public schools kind of hurt like his notoriety. Like I don't think you ever got the DJ like record John Hay, right?
No,
See, that was such a neighborhood D. Cause we were when your boy was over, we was talking about Juju. Like, yeah, Juju did that shit, but he was after me, Sean Biko, you know, Val and Vic probably did it before. You know what I mean? Like, borrow some equipment. I know they did it, but then it was about over. But then that's how it used to be. Was the neighborhood DJ would be that, and D was one of those dudes, and he was real thorough. So back in the day, then just he went down to D.C. to recording school. That's so
no.
not D.C. down to Chillicothe first.
My fault. I had to blow that smoke out.
Uh,
Howard first,
he went to Howard first.
and then a recording school after that.
And then the recording school, cause him and Jeff. Shout out to our homeboy Jeff Lomax, Benedictine graduate also.
What up, Jeff?
Jeff and D, and we had a nice little Cleveland posse that went down to Howard because that's what we was doing, man. Back in the day, around our era, D a little younger than me, but we was going to black colleges. My cousins then was going to Central State, Wilberforce. Man, we was all about that shit. We was I think of us more like the different world crew. You know what I mean? Like when the Cosby Show was coming on and people was okay having black excellence, and we was like, we taking our asses to school for better education. And really around that time too, the weed was trash. We was smoking Mexican dirt weed. That shit was brick weed that niggas used to fluff up in the microwave. Remember that shit? Oh,
I
God.
can steam it.
Steam it, man. People used to have all kinds of methodology. And to be honest with you, steaming weed is bad. You know why steaming weed is bad? Because at 212 degrees, you activate the THC. It's not the worst. But what it is that
Ain't
once it's
nothing better
activated,
back then.
yeah, we didn't have no science about what we was doing. That shit was strictly illegal.
But that was like throwback. And then after he got his degree from recording studio, D was industrious back then. You know, I know he a Radio Shack junkie without even saying that he a Radio Shack junkie because he built shit and made his own shit, and he built a studio. And him, Rob, and Lalo, God, that story is so fucking wild that I would really want them all here to really get into that. That'd be a future ass show. We'll keep it on D. And then you had the studio before Struggling Souls, right? That was through Chris. That was through Chris.
If you want to call it that, but no, it was a basic setup.
But then you still, cause y'all still was going to record. Well, here's another thing too, cause that's another thing, cause Lalo, to his credit, was doing a lot of work with Trouble Productions, and that's another reason why. If you really, I keep it a buck with y'all. Why locally that it could be a splinter with J. Cool and Lalo and uh and Chuck and all of them from our perspective. They had Gerald Lavert's them eye and could go to Trouble Production. In Cleveland, and you old school, you young dudes who can't go find a 2-inch reel don't understand what we talking about here. We had to book studio time, and it wasn't no tracking records. It was a couple old school dads had the 16 reel track. Remember that shit? But it was not studio quality. You couldn't trade that little thin 16-inch, whatever that thing was. Remember that one? And it couldn't go into a 2-inch studio. It wasn't that kind of conversion going on. So you had to lay that track down and go into a studio, and we had tracks on a 2-inch reel. People really don't understand that. And Lalo was versed in that. Lalo had been working with, what's his name out of Levert? Sean.
No, it was
Mark, not Sean. Lalo and Mark, it was doing some work. So Lalo knew about that. So when they was recording that album, you probably wasn't super duper studio besides maybe pre-production, would you say?
Yeah.
Beat making, pre-production, and laying that all down because you had to go down to Midtown and record that stuff. So then when digital jumped off and recognized records, and I'm skipping over a little bit of stuff because D has been instrumental with us when me and Abdul started Under the Tree. We was blessed enough that we had downtown for hip hop jazz on every Thursdays and Fridays. We would be doing these hip hop jazz sets with Johnny O Forecast and thing, and we got up top, and we used to do DJ sets. Past that, D and I guess you was down in DJing down in Howard when you got just reggae five. Like this man had more reggae.
When I got back from school, nobody here was doing reggae, so that was
let's go. And that was a cold lane because where he was at, like it was dance hall here. Now we had reggae, and we talking about the Shabba Ranks early days when we was jumping off. We like reggae dance hall was making it into the mainstream, and it was always Yardie dance hall. And if you don't know what I mean, we from 116th, we Dailies was a restaurant full of Jamaican people. Yardie is you a Jamaican. That was some underground 45 dub plate shit. Niggas was getting off the airplane with the records. Like, honest to God. You could not fuck with the Jamaican DJs back there because you didn't have the dub plates that they had back then. But then when it started getting popular, and D shopping in D.C. or wherever the hell he was getting them damn records he was huge. And then we started Peabody's up top. Yeah, I'm gonna date us all the way. It was like it used to be Peabody's on South Taylor and Cedar.
It's the Hunted restaurant thing now.
I don't even know. We had every Wednesday the Selector Tech record at Reggae up top. And we had every Wednesday then. And that was an Under the Tree production. And not only that, he was making crazy. He made us a mixtape. We had an Under the Tree mixtape. I'd never forget that shit. Because D selected a tech record in this bitch, and he made a dope ass Under the Tree mixtape for that shit. That shit went viral. We was printing that damn tape up back in almost part. I ain't even got one.
That was 94. I still got it.
94. I mean, we was doing that shit back in the day, and we was in the heyday. We was, I think the weed game was good, the promotion game was good, and we really was throwing good concerts. And he just always been a part of it. And Laylo and Robbie Man at the time was the best rappers, hands down. It ain't even arguable because Johnny O said that Laylo was the best rapper in Cleveland. So before Bone, like Bone didn't even hit like what 99, 2000, right? All of that era before that, nobody in this whole damn city would get on the stage, and that's they DJ right there. So we was doing sets, man. Struggle Souls was was the shit.
We was on the road.
I mean, on the road. And that was another thing. Polish, on the road, doing shows, booking. And it really was tragic when we went down to Austin, Texas. And that's kind of, and but then tragic in not a bad sense, because let me tell you what D was doing right there. While all that was going on, Recognized Studios, where we at was right now, was in here beating out bangers. D got with 3 feet, and I think it was like Jazzmart, UQ. That was it. I don't know. I'm sure it was some other people making some other little shit.
Was the three main ones,
that was it.
The three
Listen, that was where hip hop was birthed at, and I'm talking about MC Brent. Through that whole era in those studios, if you fucking it didn't happen when it didn't even come through that. But I don't know. I'm a hold tight too, because correct the records, and we gotta be remembering like Dave Cheese them had studio time too though. Remember them when they was over there? Black Frost crew them. And you never gonna forget about the Sorcerer crew, Johnny O them. They had more money than us all. So they probably was just, they didn't like need studio shit. But then when it went digital, D always been like super duper dope with the shit. And D was technical. So when Master P was digital, that nigga was digital all the way. And he a frugal type motherfucker, to be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That nigga, if it's you'll save money if you can. I mean, so I mean, you high quality, but if it's on sale, you gonna go buy that bitch. You know, frugal. You know what do you mean? Like you ain't spending no extra shit, nigga. But you know what quality is in technology. So like when you was digital, you like shit. I could cut the middleman out. And the other thing that we always forget about D went to school for this, and he is one of the last true great masters of music in this town. And you unpolished folks that's in this business that's smoking a lot of weed and don't know what you're talking about, you need to master all your tracks. Trust me, you get picked up by a big company, whatever. So say you get your YouTube, your TikTok basic beat get viral and you get picked up. What you think gonna happen, D, if when they buy that shit? They're gonna make it quality. It's gonna get mastered. And all mastering really is to have your levels to go across all platforms. You wanna have a uniform. D is the best at that shit, folks. I hate to tell y'all that, and probably the most cost effective in here. It's just a step that the unpolished just forget about doing. Just us being in the industry, that's another reason why you should come to Rec Room Studio down here. And if you like this, you like our switching on the OBS and all of that, D has got us like looking like great down here on the boards and everything. We're gonna show you a swift little side. So that's a little bit of background on Selector. I know being down here, it's good that he down here, because historically I'll be able to tell y'all more fucking stories because I got a co-signer here. When I say I threw Far Side and crazy ass shows like that, nobody will believe me, but he was there. When we threw raves, inverts, in
On
the basement.
Miles.
On Miles.
131st and Miles.
And tell them how many white kids was over there, D, back in the day.
Easily 500.
It more than that shit. I was 500 in the basement in your room. See, D had he was doing dub. Really, he was playing his dance hall type set. But where he was at was downstairs. But upstairs, it was more. You had 500 in your room, bro. In the basement over there.
It went all night long.
And it went all like, no, a couple times. Johnny O put it on 10,000 one time. We did a couple 2-3 dayer over there. And that's crazy without a cosigner to say, y'all wasn't throwing no raves on no Miles in 90. Y'all was doing what? No fucking way.
Then the one we was at Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
It got raided.
Before it got raided, yeah. Hell's Night in Detroit with Boot Camp Click. And we did not know about that. That's a funny ass story because Clevelanders going up to Detroit to throw a rave on Halloween, not knowing in the D. And my son was young. I didn't know Detroit culture as good as I know it now. But Hell's Night is a night in Detroit. And they crazy ass niggas in the neighborhood up in Detroit, and probably white folks too. I don't even know because it's called Hell's Night. They go around setting fires on Halloween, like some kind of prank or something. Like, I don't know, like setting couches or something on fire or something. But they was set on Hell's Night. They used to set fires over there. Guess what we named our fucking rave that rave was? It was something to do with hell. It had a fire truck on it. And throughout the neighborhood, it had indiscriminate little fires on this flyer, right? Us not knowing that got looked at us like, what is they gonna make fun of something that we abolished? You know how long that community had worked to not have people burning shit on? You know what I'm saying? We don't even know none of this shit, bro. I learned all of this shit after the fact, bro. And the fucking white hat fire marshal came into the fucking thing. I don't know if you people in the world know who the white hat fire marshal is. He is the fire chief of your fucking jurisdiction. That nigga is got baby Jesus-like power. And if you don't believe me, you could fuck with a lot of people in this whole thing. You could hold the police off. You need a warrant to come on my yard. You know what I'm saying, D? Like, it's like fucking, you could law that the fire marshal is got Jesus type power, bro. You feel me? Like, if the fire marshal say turn the water off, turn the power off, this place is condemned, this place is closed, he got the power of the police, the National Guard, the mayor, and everybody else to shut your shit down. And that's who came in that mug. And he had the flyer in his hand, D. He was like,
yeah, that was crazy, man.
Would you think this shit a joke? I was like, sir, we just trying to, like, we just brown like you trying to make some money, man. What is going on? He was like, this shit's fucking funny. Shut this down. How many people in here already? What's your certificate of occupancy? I almost had him, like, talked into us, like, come on, man. We did not know, man. If I wouldn't fucking did that shit, man, I'm like, not anti-money. And he was like, nah, this a fucking bridge too far. And he just shut that bitch down. Fire marshal shut that bitch down, bro.
I thought you were saving the
Oh, that's right.
1-2.
That's right.
1-2.
Oh yeah, we do gotta do that. We gotta we gonna go I'm gonna show y'all something. We gonna try this camera angle out. And it's something that we've been wanting to do, and people be rolling cones. Everybody asks me like how I smoke the weed, how I like to smoke weed. I'm like raw cones, I promise you. Some type of unfiltered cone to roll this. I think if we could pull this up, if you give me the
That was perfect.
okay. Let me see what we looking at. All right. You gotta help me see though. So I like a raw cone with a tip. So this is like a filter tip. And the real reason just for the filter tip, just so you people know, just for the information sake of this, It's just a piece of cardboard that you can roll. They've been rolling filters since people been smoking weed. So you could cut a piece of that and make a filter out of it and roll it up. Really, and if you really in a pinch, if you really want to make a cone, all you need is a cylinder just like this, a bigger piece of wood like this. I had one in the car, I just can't find it. And if you just wrap your paper around there at that angle and lick the outside of that, that's the easiest way that you can make a cone, and then just stuff the tip down in there. That's if you on a budget, buy a pack of papers with the thing. You got time to like sit there and like make your cone up like that. And the real reason is that and use some glue guard too. Folks, quit licking all over your blunt. And the real reason I like that, because we going to kiss it on the end anyway. That's why I smoke with my people. But like when my man Currency and Wiz coming into town, it is enough weed in this world for us all to smoke our own joints. So, but I still, even when I'm making joints for people, I don't want to lick up on their stuff. So, after you grind your weed down, that's another thing. Shout out to Ascension and the people who give us some products. Flower City over on 30th. Shout out to Danny Vega. That's a nice little hair shop. 30th and Payne, right inside the Asian Plaza. Shout out to my man. He real cool. But just use a good grinder. It's some new grinders out too that rub across the thing. I'm gonna have it on the show like next week. It's like I just left it at the house. I wanted to show y'all, but make sure you get a fine grind. And grinding is an art form too. All weed don't grind the same because all weed ain't got the same consistency. Sometimes you want different ones. But here's what you want to do. The most important thing when you guys is the tip. When you are using a cone to stuff a cone, it's just the most important thing is the tip. You got a good grind. When you looking at your grind, you got to think it want to be of a consistency to burn all the way through and pack down. Some weed is spongy, some weed is dry. So just that do take a little bit of practice though. But it's sort of universal when you setting a tip. Here's everybody's problem. Just put a little bit. You see how little that is? That's almost too much, and it's very loose. And you just want to like shake it around. And the biggest thing in rubbing it through is trying to get any sticks that could stick the side out. But there's another way to get rid of sticks. If you see a stick filling on it, just shake it around, and then you can readjust everything in there. And then you get that, it's got that much like packed down in there. And then you use a poker. They sell them like in every 3-pack. They in the cardboard. I just like the wood one because I press so much. So I'm pinching right back out here because I want to set the tip. It's so important to set the tip. If you ladies wearing good clothes, you dudes don't want no burn holes in your thing where a hot ash dropping off. Set the tip. That is almost acting like a filter better than you want to know. The pressure there is the most important. The easiest way to do is just fill out around the paper like that, especially with the tip. And it's just different. You gotta feel. I can't tell you how. It's just a pressure thing right there. I just like no. I'm gonna just straighten that paper out like that, and it's just right. You don't want to push too hard because you'll bust it, and you still want to be able to breathe. It's like almost making an extension of the filter, if you will. You want it kind of tight so it's real tight up against there so you can smoke the weed all the way down to the filter. That's another way that you can maximize smoking all your weed. You're not gonna have roaches, but guess what? You get to smoke all of the weed. You don't have no waste with this methodology right there. Set that tip right there, and then you like on your way after that. But you can just see it's just like it just matched the whole way around. Grab another set and give a good amount right there. So you could go about double and a half what you did right there so you can make it quick for yourself. Once again, shake it down a little bit. And I be doing this. I hate to tell you. You could do this in the car. If you get it good, it just go real easy. And then you want to mash that and feel. The most important thing is that you guys rolling too loose when you packing your cone. You either packing it too tight or too loose. Too tight is okay because if you pack it too tight and you feel like it's too tight, you can always just loosen it back up all the way through this. That's after you smoking a joint and it's packed too tight. You could just roll it around and loosen it up. Then you just scooping the rest of it right up in there. And that's why you kind of need that tray method, like, and you gotta like know how you want to roll. This is a good idea to do. Is just sit back. If you got a bag, just sit down and pre-roll all your joints. This is a king size paper, and it's one of the good things about a king size paper is you don't have to roll it all of the way. So you just want to keep it good, and you see it just filled out right on that. I don't know, D. Tell them what you feel. What you think about the? How would you describe it? It's like firm but loose.
Yeah, it's definitely firm, but it can breathe though. You know, I can tell like once you tap it, it ain't gonna make you have all the veins in your forehead trying to get it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Let me see it back.
but
You see, it's firm, and I'm just saying you could just feel
or
that bit of using your hand to feel.
and it's not too loose, like you said. You know, you hit it and it, you know,
Get the king papers because guess what you got? You got that pullability right there. But you gonna break a paper or two because you're gonna pull too hard. But using that grip. But guess what? Like I'm on a budget, bro. I ain't feeling all the way up like that. And to be honest with you, unless we at some type of party event, sometimes I don't like smoking that because you motherfuckers don't know how to smoke weed. You'll make that joint run right there, though. You see what I mean? Like they always like you pull too hard on that. Now, when you finish it off, it's a few ways to finish your joints like this. And I'm all about like not putting no spit on it at all. So if you do the twist, many people like if you up in Michigan and you gonna get out of there, you gonna get a shit ton like that. That's almost like they just like I ain't doing it all. You mess around with me, I'm gonna just use a lot of times when I'm making my thing, I just use the dial because I'm lazy. I just smash it over like that and I like to like seal it tight because especially if I know I'm gonna travel with it. Because if you don't put that little extra little bit of indent in there, guess what? If you left it loose, it just started loosening up. So all of that firmness when it's just bouncing around and moving around, it'll it'll like take all of that good work you did to make this good pull. It'll take it away. So that's why I just kind of like to tap it down. And if I was super fancy with it, I'd just cut that off and do something like that, or just burn that off like and then just you leave it for storage or something like that, and then just get at it though. And then here, I'm gonna show you absolutely burn that off, and then you almost gotta like reset it to light it good. A lot of y'all too with joint maintenance, y'all don't understand joint maintenance. If it's a full cherry around there, so that you still got paper in there, I wouldn't want to smoke that paper anyway. I'll burn that paper off, and you want a good. You don't want to smoke though a thing, but you want that cherry like lit all the way across it. Once the cherry is lit evenly, let me tell y'all this. It's like the craziest shit in the world. Easy pull, then you could pull on it hard as hell and you'll never run this mug, okay? But until you gotta gradually light the cherry, just easy pull. Switch the camera out for me, D. You just gotta easy pull in and light the cherry. And then you can pull it as hard as you want. And he'll tell you, that's just like a easy, it did take me long. And after you do it for a while, but then you can see a good a good pack is gone. Switch it back for me. A good pack is also helping with the weed start resonating. When you smoking good weed and it's a good pack, that's not doing nothing but catching your terpenes that's burning off the joint and resonate the next hit for your buddy, which is so crazy. And that's another sign of like quality weed. Another sign what some people would be looking for would be the white ash on the quality of the weed. But even when I'm like doing weed and when I'm when I'm smoking weed and I'm even like buying weed to test weed out, this is what I'm looking for. How much resin is in the weed? And it is about the pack that's telling me that. So you can already see that. Oh, this is a quality weed. We heating the THC up, and you can see it. This is it's a tried true test. You can't get food by gas station and CBD weed because it just will not act like characteristics like this. But all good weed will do that. They will resonate. You could just see these this was dripping down here is the terpenes melting. That's just the same almost as a dab, to be honest with you. And that's why a good pack like that, that's why I almost prefer a joint. And another thing about the joint is that it give in a group setting, it give each individual you gonna ingest how much you want. So there it is. I want y'all to clip this up. You got any questions about that? Hit me up on Sohigho 216 Sohigho 216 at Gmail. And I'll give you any tips like that. You could do this with anything. You can make your cones, and we'll go over any details you got about that. What do you think about that? I'm gonna let D hit that, and he'll tell you how that one's pulling too, though.
Yeah, A1, brother.
Uh-huh.
It's right. But
It's
it's
something,
always right.
but we've been doing this for a while, though. We done went from Easy Widers, Philly Blunts to I'm on raw cones. I mean, I was on Philly Blunts for shit. He'll tell you. I could roll a Philly blunt.
And you the one who got me off of blunts.
Yeah, and we really
And
did, and we got
and I was stubborn with it. I didn't want to.
yeah. But you gotta be realistic right now. Is they fucking hiding chemicals and shit in there, and I hate to tell the world that I got a nicotine habit, but cigarettes caught me though. Nicotine is a hard drug to quit, and when they started like introducing nicotine into the wraps, I thought that was illegal because it's introducing some people who might not never been trapped on nicotine. And guess where that is? The black community. But it is getting them all because we all know what it do. What the neighborhood do, the suburbs is about to do twice as good and a couple times better. I hate to tell y'all that. If y'all don't know that, Wiggerville is alive and kicking. Don't fuck with them. They some real. YWs is a thing. Young Wiggers, they fucking they live up to the stereotype. So they out there rolling fucking blunts worse than you ever could imagine.
Well,
Yeah, that's like real. And just so y'all know too, what's the other one? Black and Miles. I dare you to look up how much nicotine Black and Miles have compared to cigarettes. What do you think that is, D?
I have no clue because I don't even smoke black.
Oh shit. Can we look up shit on the internet still? We smooth like that.
I can see what I can find right now.
I think if we could get some Google that, I think Black and Mild equals 15 cigarettes. Oh, we smoking some. This weed is brought to you and certified by some highest niggas on the planet in Tucker Road. Shout out to Tucker Road too, man. I got my shirt on. Shout out to my nephew and Jazzy, his lovely bride, and the nephews, Ty Mello and my main man, True. Mr. B-Ball himself, man. But Tucker Road, man, that's my nephew. I miss y'all, love y'all. And I do want to send a special shout out today, and my prayers and thoughts is with my sister who is in the hospital a little bit, but I know she will want me to keep trooping on, so we're going to keep trooping on and do what we do. But prayers and thoughts to her. If y'all see this, please just think some good thoughts. And if you a prayer type person, say some prayers if that's how you get down. But good thoughts and good spirits for her. Hopefully she get better, man. And shout out to my family. Shout out to my son too. A lot of people going through some shit right now, D. That's why I think that's another reason. Like I probably will be smoking some weed because it's not for everybody. But sometimes I need to take some off though. You got anything on Black and Miles?
I got it right here. I just pulled it up.
Let me see what
You
this
want
shit
to
said.
check it out?
Yeah. So here we go. Black and Miles is not directly comparable to a pack of cigarettes in the term of quantity, but is considered generally to be roughly equal to a single cigarette or a small portion of a pack. A small portion of a pack? God. It's Black and Miles worse than cigarette. Black and Miles are not safer than cigarette. What the fuck? Here's why Black and Miles are more harmful than cigarette. Higher nicotine content. Cigars include Black and Miles also contain significantly higher more than cigarettes. Higher levels of toxic chemicals. Cigar smoking often don't inhale the smoke deeply, but the smoke is still will absorb through the mouth, which can lead to oral health problems. I ain't saying shit, but I just know they be trapping us with the freaking nicotine, and I hate the wraps with the nicotines. That's why raw papers. Be careful with your wraps. If you could get the all natural hemp wraps, that's about the best to go. That's what we messing around with. Raw hemp, unbleached papers, so you ain't even get no bleach on it. So that's how I like it. And when you smoking good weed, which I wish everybody would, put them cheap weed dealers out of business too. Now,
Hey,
what's that?
you seen that a lot of spots been getting raided?
I sure did, man. That's
They
what we
hit
about
two
to
of
get
them
to.
on Okay, I'll let you get to it.
Oh man,
Yeah, they hit
Li-
them up on Mayfield
listen,
and on the west side.
D, we gotta go back and clip it up. If y'all go back and look at last week's show on Tuesday, I told you Cody did the show with me, and we was at the Voice of Radio, and I told them we went over them changing the weed laws, right? What the city or what city of Cleveland ordinance was, right? So when they did that, they jammed that law through. Man, government don't do that shit. Well, you know what I'm saying? Listen, D, we ain't crazy. Government move like a fucking turtle shell. For some reason, City of Cleveland City Council rammed that fucking ordinance through to change the smoke shop rules. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't bad. Don't get me wrong. Them niggas up in this joint opening up a smoke shop next to each other, right next to each other. You know what I mean? Like it can be ridiculous, and they ain't selling good weed because they can't, because they got to sell legal weed. Ain't none of them people trying to spend all that money, and they going over the top. Them motherfucker foreigners came in here and tried to turn that shit into Vegas all of a sudden. Like, oh, let me draw all this attention. That's how green that fucking shit is. But that's how much foreign money in this town. Y'all need to tap in with some real niggas and do some shit the right way. But that's all it is. And they was crazy about the sign. They changed the ordinance. But when they changed that ordinance, bro, they put a provision that when you buy your tobacco license and say you selling cannabis now, and the vape stores is under this now too, they coming into your store twice a year for inspection. You say to take this license and to set up and sell tobacco or vape products in the city of Cleveland, we have an enforcement. When you looked at the three enforcement agents, and I forget who the other one was, it's like health department, somebody from Congress, and the fucking police. You know what I mean? They put together a task force, probably with weed tax money out of Medina, knew how to like get there. Medina ain't got no folks to bust. These motherfuckers came in here and raided about like 7 stores. And I told y'all, I was like, listen, I like to rate where the best weed at in Cleveland, and we gonna get to it. And a lot of times the smoke shop be on there, right? But it's certain smoke shops, right? They went and got them motherfuckers. Cause I told y'all, the smoke shops that didn't get busted that's in the chain, don't fuck with them, y'all. That's real. If it's legal weed is weed light. Okay, that's the best I can say. I know it'd be arguments. It is some THCA that I smoked that I thought was good. It can happen. In general, it's booth. It's marijuana light. Smoke THCA. Ask my man D, how much gas station weed you smoke, bro?
I never in my life bought zero.
It ain't
Never
gonna
have
happen,
no
bro.
desire to.
It ain't even worth the
But
fucking try.
I have smoked some because everybody was trying to convince me that it was the shit. It's a $15 eighth.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that. And it's a reason why you can't beat that, bro. The last time I went into the smoke shop, which was just about a week ago, I tried to try. I gave my man the benefit of the doubt. I was like, give me the best one you got, bro. I was like, this the best you got, right? And you saying this is the one you use, and this the gas, right? The shit. You see how this shit switch me back, man, on this camera. You see how this shit is still burning, and the oil don't get to a place where it's not like combusting, right? You see what I mean? Like it's like just dripping all the way down, and we smoking it all the way through. That shit gets so oily, you can switch back. When you get that gas station weed, they done spray so much shit on it that it's hard to light in a piece of paper. The only time that shit light is in a blunt, and it still burn fucked up, man. It's just trash. And then you wrap in unknown chemicals here. You can ask them. You you uh you you wrapping unknown chemicals in nicotine treated paper backwoods. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I mean, we could keep some people in business, and ain't no black people making no money off that shit. So find some black lady who making hemp wraps and get your old shit. You want to get fly with it? Go ahead. I get somebody a business right now. If you make Fonto leaf cones, you probably could sell them for $5 a piece. Just a cone. Blizzies is selling them right now, two for $5, and they wrapping them, and they probably done figured out some process. If you hand roll them bitches and put them bitches on marketplace, and people could stuff it just like you did that, you get the glue, girl. Let me see if I got the glue with me. Oh, that's EP. I think we might be going on the radio tonight. I want to see what he doing. Hold on a second. What's up, EP? Tomorrow at 4?
Yeah, we're gonna do a special edition of Hot Mess. My good friend, man, is Q Parker from 112,
Yeah.
and we're gonna interview him tomorrow.
All right, that sounds like a plan. Well, hot messy or his hot messy?
Oh hell yeah, we do it. Oh yeah, we're gonna be us.
Yeah. Now shit, we
Just me and you,
okay.
unless I can see if I can get Miss Mickey there, Kathy, because Kathy, I think she gonna be working. But I'm gonna call Miss Mickey see if she can
Yeah,
get over there.
Miss Kathy will come if you say I ain't coming. That's what it really would happen. But yeah, we'll get to it, man.
So yeah, we can do it our way.
All right, yeah.
Okay,
All right, let me.
okay, Chris.
All right, let me hit you back, big bro.
All right,
All
Chris.
right, one. Oh shit, this shit is live. It's like tune in tomorrow with the real shit. Oh shit.
At 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock, yeah, we'll be back at the Voice of Radio. So shout out to my man EP and the Voice of Radio. He really did, man. That's why I'm always giving him credit because EP got a lot of reps at this, man. And if you in this industry and you want some tutelage from a personality standpoint, because it's a craft of everything. EP is a freaking well-known reporter. His freaking resume is dope, bro. I mean, ESPN all over. He's funny, and he's a fucking hell of an actor too. I don't think people really know how good an actor that the real nigga is. That nigga really a good actor. He take that shit real serious. So, shout out to EP. He got some shit coming, man. Voice of Radio Studios. It's usually 420 every Tuesday. I be on this, but then we're gonna be coming live from the rec room where we can get more of our product display, give more information, and give like more of like being here in this studio, being able to like show people how to stuff cones and go about using cannabis with the information right now. Here in Ohio, we got a learning curve too. It's nice to use it. A lot of people don't know. You just assuming things. So a lot of this information for some people might be redundant, but the people that don't know, I want you to enjoy the product and use it right. You have to be safe. And as always, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I will always be remiss to ever be on this show and not tell you to be careful with edibles. Edibles, you have to go low and slow. That means low dosage. D is cracking up because that shit's so
Will,
funny.
turn around.
Yeah, you have to go.
I'm on them right now.
You have to go low. Now D, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is so good that we got this segment right here on the show right now because D is like, listen. When I get new product in, it's a few people who I like, and I get samples sometimes. D get all my edible samples right now. Let's just say that's our relationship with edibles. Do not ever take edible advice from D. Don't try to be like D. You can't be like D. And it's another nigga. That nigga, Reggie Noble, from the highest niggas on the planet. He is the fucking highest nigga on the planet. I never seen nobody eat that many fucking gummies and even have any kind of function. All of us would probably ask to go to the hospital if you ate as much as that. And really with D, D's a heavier size man. He good. He in shape, but
Right.
yeah, bro, you doing
Appreciate
good.
it though, bro.
You doing good. It's been worse. How about that? It's that easy. I'll being nice to you. Shit,
I said appreciate it.
yeah. He ain't for our age. He ain't in shape. He take care of his business. He move around well, and he can eat a decent amount of gummies. But you have to go low dosage. What I mean by that is 10 milligrams, 5 milligrams to start. And you have to go slow. It take 30 to 45 minutes to run up. And use that time to see how you feel. Don't get anxious at 15 and 20 minutes and eat more because you will have double gonna lay on top of you and you might not be ready for that. And that'll be uncomfortable. So just eat a small amount, and if you be patient because it's a ride too. The thing about this is you got to think about eating edibles as a roller coaster. Once you click in and you start going up the hill, it's, it's over when you get back in the station house. Am I lying, D? And that could be 4 or 5 hours. It could be 6 to 12 hours, depending on the strength, the brand, and that's why you got to know where you're coming from.
And your tolerance.
And that's why I like milligrams. I like when they have, when you can guesstimate how many milligrams what it is. So it should definitely be some tolerance.
So would you do a 50?
Me and you on the weekends kicking it.
Only
Like,
on
yeah.
weekend?
I mean,
Like
if it
like right now, would you pop one?
I could. It would, and I would have a rough 45 minutes in. My body buzz would make me uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to drive doing that. I will because Reg told me to just fight through that shit. So I would do it just because I would want to take the high with me. But that's me. I don't reckon that. I tell you what, if you really got to do something and you that kind of high, if it's fight or flight, like somebody came in here was doing something with you, I'm gonna fuck what you on. You gonna snap too. So that means you can take that high with you. I hate that I done proved that to myself, you know what I'm saying, being in some rough situations, but you really can get it up. And I'll tell you the exercise that when you take your high with you is just go to the grocery store and be high. It's not good if you're gonna eat if you think you're gonna get the munchies and buy too much food. But you won't. You'll be too paranoid most of the I won't say paranoid. You'll be in your own little zone experimenting with it, and then you'll be like, "Oh, now I know how to use that." D is absolutely excellent with it. He really is. But he's an adult. I think his tolerance and it's different for everybody. So just because your friend can eat 15 or 25s and 50s and go out. Listen, I know some people that eat 100 and I look at them like y'all crazy. Like, I don't even like it. Even when you eat 100, I say when you go recreational with it, it's your weekend time off and you relaxing with it. You ain't functional, are you, D?
Yeah,
What kind of functional?
I'm all the way. I did 100 while we were sitting here.
That's you though, and that's because guess where he going from here? He is in the comfort of the rec room studio, and lounge time is not fine.
Create some music.
Yeah,
You know.
and he is at rest because he is at home. So you can't say that. Like I mean, I could do that too. That's when I would want to do 50 because I'm gonna go sit on the couch and I'm gonna watch Star Wars. I go like I'm gonna binge watch Andor, and I'm just gonna I eat some. Then like I would say that for the weekend because I'm poor too sometimes, and I ain't gonna say I'm poor. I'm gonna say I be like missing some money sometimes, and I had to have some staycations. And sometimes that's what that is. And my back be hurting sometimes. So like right now, I'm gonna be on 20 25 sativa for the next 2 3 weeks though, cause I feel like I did something to my back. It felt like I pulled muscle, so a little bit of sativa, and I'll be using a sativa olive oil, rub it in my back every day, and that's better than pain relief for me. Instead of going to the doctor and eating that oxycontin, which I did it before, so I recommend it.
That really worked for real.
Yeah, and what I like to do is be right about for you. It's a recreational amount and the medicinal amount for me. And remember, this is just my opinion. This ain't no damn doctor's advice or nothing like that. Don't take this. This is just advice through my experience, and which is always right. Is you want to like do like for you if you like ate like 10 milligrams and nothing else, you will see. And it's gonna be higher for you because
No,
you got a higher
I'm
type.
talking about the oil joint.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
talking about
rubbing it in, absolutely.
I mean, who makes the oil?
We make the oil. You can make the oil right now.
How do you tell me the process? I mean,
If you was gonna make some oil, that's what you people would go to Michigan and buy the trim bag for. The only fucking sack of weed in this whole world worth fucking $80 an ounce is a trim sack or a fucking shake sack, and it's really not a shake sack; it's a trim sack, and that's the trim weed after they done got the good buds out, the shit that fall on the table. That's what you getting. Some sugar leaves and it's off the weed. You get that ounce of weed, right? And what you want to do is you want to put it in a big grinder, a grinder like this, and grind it up, right? Then you get aluminum foil, make you an aluminum foil pillow,
right?
and you want to like decarb that. When you decarb that, what you doing? What does decarbylation mean? Decarbylation is activating the weed. So any weed that you got is got crystals or whatever on it. So even with this, if you wanted to make some high end medicine right now, you can use this whole bud right here, and you can make you some medicine out of this. So if you wanted to make some oil, some high end oil, I would get about 10 grams of this, especially you. Most people only 7. 10 grams of weed or that shake bag, and then you decarb it. You put it in the oven or a toaster oven outside, depending on. A lot of people don't like that smell with your kids, but if you at your house and you're adult, and you shouldn't even give a shit because it ain't illegal. You gotta break the stigmatism, and you really make a medicine. Put it in the oven at 250. A lot of people 220 degrees. Probably your lowest. The lowest your oven will come on at, that'll be about it. 212. What you want to do is about 212 to 250 marijuana activates. and it's going to change. It's going to activate the at 212 degrees. That's when the medicinal psychoactive properties of weed start, but it's before you combust it. Combustion starts at a higher temperature. When we putting fire on it, it got higher. So that's it's activating the weed. When you decarb it like that, it only take like it's a varied amount of time from 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and it's kind of dependent on the strain. And it also depends, like if you cooking with something and you want it light and you don't want no flavor, you will keep it closer to 15 to 20 because you don't want no taste. You don't want no burnt taste in it. Then you take that, and then after that, you like that's like half the battle right there. Once you got it to that point, you just got to get oil, coconut oil, or whatever, and get it at about 175 degrees on the stove. Put that decarbonated weed in there. If you got that onion, let me just give y'all a rule of thumb. The best thing I know is the Arden plan for they got a guesstimation of so you don't overdose yourself. A rule of thumb, and remember, this is not no science. All weed is different. You need to know the strain, what the THC count is, and if you do know that, then that's where you could guesstimate from these charts that can give you a good proximity. The only way to actually know how much THC and how much milligrams it is make a test, and it is some instruments that you can get for home use that you can test and see how much THC is in your weed. So that being said, 7 to 10 grams of the decarbonated material. So if it's sugar leaves, it's gonna seem like a lot, but it's just because it's fluffy. Budded weed, like we'll just show you a whole bunch of buds, is gonna be just what that is, and you add that to the oil, and you don't want to boil it or you that's where the extraction process at. And if you smooth with it, you should add soy lichen, which is at every I think it's probably at Walmart now or any natural food store in the thing, and it's definitely um, at Amazon. Don't get the powder form because the powder form you have to dissolve. So soy lichen, it come almost in um, a waxy type form, and you'll just like melt it into your coconut oil, olive oil if you making lotion. Coconut oil is universal because it has the biggest fat content, and if you want to keep it green and healthy, and the best way, coconut oil and soy lichen. Like if you gonna make gummies, that's gonna be the way to go. The reason why I don't say use it for lotions is it's too greasy. So if you rub coconut oil on your hand, you'll see what it is. It's kind of thin. It don't have a good viscosity for oil, so it don't make the salve good. If you was making salve, the best that I saw is really it's olive oil. Grapeseed oil do very good too. So it's a lot of different seed oils that you can mess around with for that extraction. But the highest extraction is always going to be coconut because it has the highest fat content. And what we're doing in that process, well, whatever you put, the oil, the coconut oil, or whichever one you put into your pot, that's what I'm saying. You get a pot, you get it up to about 175 degrees. If you got that hard coconut oil, it'll melt down. And for every cup of oil that you use, you want to put 7 to 10 grams of your flour. Yeah, I say about a cup and a half just to be safe. And the reason why I say a cup and a half is because sometimes the flour, you're not going to get it all out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to saturate some of that. And as much as you want to squeeze it out, you're not going to be able to squeeze it out. And it's machines that do it. Everything, this whole process that I'm talking about, You can buy a machine to do it, and that machine, if you regularly want to do it, it should be sitting in your the art machine should be sitting in your cabinet, because guess what? It's one machine that'll decarb your weed. All you got to do is go back, put the silicone tube in there, add the oil in there. It's a little blade in there that'll mix the shit up for you and everything for this part that I'm in right now, and it'll do it automatic. So back to where you at on the stove with the decarbonated. Added a tablespoon of soy lichen in it for the cup of thing. And what that is, soy lichen is adding an extra fat molecule. Really, we talking about a healthy fat. We talking about cholesterol type fat. Is that's what the THC is bonding to in your oil. So that's another thing, knowing what seed you got, and if you was making your medicine good for that, one time make it with soy lichen, another time not. Cause you got, maybe you want a light cream one day, and maybe you like, oh, this one is a heavy pain relief. And to my estimation too, is it's sort of similar. It's sort of like the indica weed is kind of like um heavy for the pain, and you can look it up, and it's a whole chart to pick which weeds. When you want to like nerd out on it, just hit me up and we could go.
About to ask
Yeah,
you, do it matter what sativa or indica?
absolutely. Listen, it's a whole terpene chart. If you want to keep it 100 on that, and you really wanted to look up the medicine, we could keep it. In general, I have the best results with sativa. And sativa to me, it's because it's rare. I know what, like, all right, it's two different things that I find personally. Sativa work for me, not when I'm using it for pain relief, it make me not think about it all day for whatever reason. But if I had a Charlie horse and I rubbed indica on me, it's like magic, bro. I mean, it's like absolutely magic. Tony Hawk had a skateboard cream, a CBD cream like that, and I caught a Charlie horse way back in the day too. I was still down in Worcester at the skate shop, and that's when I knew that shit was magic, like right there. So that's kind of the difference. But in a pinch, like I've been driving, I done had a few back surgeries, and I had some back problems. And I could rub that sativa on it. I mean, the indica on it in a pinch too, and it still worked though. You know, I'll rub that right on there, and it do like seep in, and it feel good. So, you know, I like them both, but I think like when you using a topical, use a olive oil, because when you mixing up oil, you know,
What
you could
about
rub olive
avocado?
oil.
What about avocado oil?
Avocado, you know, we did some experiment with it.
'Cause
It
that's
was
what I've
cool
been using lately. So I
to
ain't know
rub
if
on
that was
yourself or to eat
no,
with.
on the eating side.
Yeah,
So
no,
I didn't know if that'll work
yeah.
as far
All
as with
all of the
avocado.
oils will work on it. All of the oils will work on it, and when you get exotic with it, it's a flavor profile with it. So you being you, I would have 3 or 4 containers up there. And like one day when you cooking pasta, it's a certain weed that's got a more of a basil hint to it in the aromatics in cooking. Sometimes some of the more fruitier weed might go better. So say you might just be making garlic toast. You see what I'm saying? Like you just spread instead of using butter, and you just measure out a tablespoon of that, and that's like a good rule of thumb when you're using that is a good teaspoon after you strain that off the cup. And I gotta get to some more steps on how you get that decarbonated weed out of there. Is a teaspoon after that, after you add a cup. That's why having 7 to 10 grams in a cup give you an estimation so you don't overdose yourself. So a tablespoon, using this method that I'm using, a teaspoon should approximate, and remember, this is just guesswork. This is not scientific at all. Should be about 50 milligrams. So a half a teaspoon will be about an eighth. But the only real way to really know is a guinea pig on yourself. It's just like flat out. If you make weed, somebody who is the most experienced person should ease into it with about a teaspoon or so and be like, yeah, I know where that's at. Like D will be perfect for it. You give D a tablespoon of it. Yeah, he probably would take a tablespoon. And he could be like, yeah, that's got me toe up. That's like 15 milligrams, yeah, just add a little more. And that's how you know, because it's different strains of weed with different variables of how much THC is in it. So after you on the pot with that, it only take about like 30 or 40 minutes too, bro, to extract the weed into the oil. Anything longer than that, you
See, I
start,
don't have the patience to do all that.
bro,
What I would
I
do is I'll just let you make it or whoever
I
make
know,
it, and
and
I
buy
just
it.
buy it off y'all.
Yeah.
Save me the headache.
And
I ain't on it. I can't. That's
and
just
and
too
and guess
too
when
much.
that's so wild because if you go
And then
back at
I messed the batch up, and then I got to start all over again, and I lost money just experimenting.
no, you won't.
Nah,
That's when you
can't
go.
do it.
That's what I said. When you next time you go across the border, you buy that. When they say they got an ounce for $15 and it's a shake ounce and you up there, that's what you do it with.
But
Because
it
the
ain't.
result,
But it probably ain't gonna be no good though.
yes, well, you just gonna get the THC off of it. It's gonna be better than you think. That's what that's made for. It is like, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, after you decarb that and grind that bag down, it's not gonna weigh the same as it did. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get light. So it's gonna be in proportionate to get you. You can hurt yourself by thinking, I'm gonna say Will crazy. I'm gonna double that up, right? And you a hard head ass to do it
And I
too.
probably would.
Yeah. And you would make yourself into whoo wee. And that's why you would do it. You would do it because it'll save you money. You would pick the medicine you want. Like if you went up there and be like, how much sativa shake you got? You'd be like, man, you'd be like, I'll give you $10 for that shit. And you get that, and then you had the price. See, you just need to look up the Ardent machine if you could for me. I would like to get him a little shout out. I got my damn joint here too. I gotta get this other
What is it called?
Ardent. It's called Ardent decarbylation machine. It's AR. It's ARD.
Spell it again, man.
ARD.
I went to
Ardent.
went to them bad schools,
It's purple.
man. Nah,
Oh man, you went to a good ass school.
just messing with you, man. AR what now?
ARD. Let me see. Ardent decarbylation machine. ARDENANT.
Did it pop up on you?
AR. Yeah, it's AR
Yeah. So yeah.
ARD. So they got the best approximation for it. So you being lazy, you could get the one over here. Shit, they on Facebook Marketplace for cheap because people start. So you being lazy with this, the Arnovo Portable, all you gotta do is put your product in there and then put your oil in there and then it's gonna spit out the shit. So you ain't gotta do shit.
It's that
What
easy.
I just told you is the go to Walmart. I mean, you can make it tonight in your
They don't
kitchen.
sell them in no Walmart.
No, you could decarb. You could do the process I just told you right now with the weed you got in your house. You could make oil tonight.
I ain't got no weed in my house, man. What
Oh
you
shit.
talking about, man?
Oh shit. So here go one. It's the one I did. The Ardenova Lift. That's the first one I had like a long time ago. It's on eBay for like $95. You probably could find it on Facebook. And they put that little sleeve in it. It decarbed the whole weed. You put this little silicone piece in it, and it heated up, and it do the extraction in it. They got so many extraction machines. I forgot what the first one was, but me and Reg Noble was doing that. And he the key of the home extraction. He used to kill me. I hate chocolate right now because his brown eating too many brownies with that. But yeah, you get a part. It's a Arden XF decarbolator. Shit, they got it with Bluetooth connectivity, 3-in-1 portable decarbolator, herbal and oil infuser machine used for butter and herbs. It's an all-in-one device that decarbonate, infuse oil, butters, milks, and creams. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't
How much
think
is
people.
that?
This brand new is 149,
Oh wow.
and I'm trying to tell you, you wanna like. I know you, and I know how many gummies you eat. You wanna cut that bill out. All you gotta do is eat me for a good onion, and you will cut that bill out. Cause a cup of you just think about that. I just tell you, they and on here we could go to the Arden website to see if we could see this, to see the guesstimation chart. That's what's the best thing about these guys is, man, is that I'm gonna get them they roses right now because, and then people don't understand that, like, and I want you to control your medicine here. This is like this is the best that you could do. You don't want. This is what we come into. You want to be able to buy the medicine you want and use it the way you want at the most cost effective thing. If you want to be granola crunchy, you should have an art machine on your thing. You should just have that just in case fucking this shit go belly up and you can't get no medicine. You motherfuckers gonna be calling me then. It show you right on the page too, D. I wish we could pull that up.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm sorry I can't pull it up.
Yeah.
And share the screen.
But yeah, you can see manage chronic pain the smart way. It show you right in here, and it tell you why you should make um, eat good, exercise, but let me say home research. Put that CBD on your ass, and you could make it yourself. And with today's economy, natural remedies for players. Man, this is like it's so much science on what we doing now that we like take this for advantage, and everybody think, oh, it's just like all about weed.
This if you wouldn't have said nothing about.
That's why you got to tune into the Sohigho Gas Company because we about education, cultivation, and this information on this shit.
That's what's up.
I mean, people don't know because you never exposed to this thing. This thing is in the good head shops. I think my man over at Flower City down Good Head Shop has got a decarbonated and a oil infusing machine. And let me let y'all people know, once you do it with marijuana, what do you think you can do it with? Some of everything. So now you could take your ass down to the Chinese store, D. Hey, I need such and such a herb and I need to make my own oil. You might need different properties that we have. Why shouldn't you go make some other oil? Like, no, I can't keep going to the fucking doctor when I know peppermint oil or say, or check it out, bro. And we all know oregano oil is damn near helping a lot of people out, man. I don't even know what it is with oregano oil. Look at TikTok. I took it myself. That shit get hot and it break mucus up in you. You can make your own oregano oil in this same machine when you're not making your own medicine for gummies or these tinctures or things like that also. Because this also, it say infused oil. I don't know if this one makes tincture, but you can go up a little bit further. So I think I got some of the machines at the house. I don't know if I got my art machine, but I'll bring it in and we'll give a little demonstration on like, that's the other thing about this too is this is why you should buy good weed and know what you putting in your weed so you could get the proper diagnosis for what you're getting. And it's cost effective, D.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, once you do this, you'll be gummy gone, bro. You should been got you a gummy thing because you'll be like, man, I made it out of such and such. I should have bought some more of that weed. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened with me and you. We'll be like, man, we'll make a good batch, and then we can't get back to that batch no more. Like, damn, that's crazy. But that's like the thing. So it show you right in here, and this is a good site for information too. If you can see everything I told you right there is all right here. Now that you learn how to decarb weed, you see what I'm saying? You can get good information right off this site also, and they're very nice. How to infuse it'll show you all. They even on here telling you how to bootleg it without. See what I'm saying? They very nice. They telling you how to use it without using their product. They say the first way to use is theirs, and they show you how to do. It's a method by using oil and you put it into a boiling jar, uh, and it's a lot of ways to do it. You know, slow cooker method. That's how we used to do it. We used to just dump all that weed in there.
The right site, bro.
Which one?
They said a black woman owned this company.
Let's go.
What's up? That's what it do. Yeah, it says a black woman owned company.
Yeah, man. That's why you gotta support Arden. Arden, I need a sponsor for the show. So we gonna clip this up. My man D gonna send you a link to this. Cause I will do some classes in this town on how to use this and make this medicine. And where we at right now, and you know them attacking healthcare, and they don't want you to be healthy, and they don't want you to be natural. And I know where we at. We want to control what's going in our bodies, folks. I don't give a shit what we talking about. You should know what's going in your body. So this is another way for you to take back some of the control, be independent, and still be part of the society. But why not control what is going on? Why not sit here and make your own oils natural? You can go, shit, you could grow olives in your backyard, press olive oil, grow your own weed, and make your own medicine. This shit is realer and easier than you want to know. And what we think of as the leftovers for weed trimming and things like that, that's what I told you, that shake bag, that's what a lot of this is. And I know I got D's brain cracked wide open because he can't wait now. He thought he was going to be lazy. See, you can see all the way down through here, where's the lazy way? And the number one easy way is the Nova Decarbonator. You know why, D? One-stop shop. Drop it in, hit a button. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I like.
Come back, put your little sleeve in there, big bro. Hit a button. Come back an hour later, you gonna strain that shit off and put it in your thing, and you're done. Wash your shit out and set it back on the counter. You'll treat that thing better than you know. I'm trying to tell you, I went through a weed problem. I was going through some shit, and I was eating weed just as good as you was too. And I like to guinea pig myself too. I don't never like to give a product or talk about a product that I haven't had experience with. And I went through the whole thing. Me and Greco solved this whole fucking problem. We was on the cutting edge of this extraction shit a long time ago. We started with Butter Magic. Shout out to Butter Magic. If you could find a Butter Magic on Facebook, it's a good value though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a bad value. So if you want to do this and do the extraction, Butter Magic was out here. But my homegirl over here, who gonna be our first sponsor here in at the Sohigho Gas Company, we gonna support her and the art machine. Look up on Facebook Marketplace. You can find one on the low cheap because people they graduate to the next one up because people really stop at the one that do it all. It make oil, tinctures, and everything. And that's also, like I said, it's great for THC, but it's also great for, you know what's crazy is oregano leaves be on the dollar store in the dollars. You feel me, D? Oregano leaves. Right. And you can make oregano oil for a fraction of the cost. Your whole damn self. You see how easy that is? And Just go buy you some. I'm gonna tell y'all how to fancy it up. This is a little tip because I get too high sometimes. Is just go buy you some fancy ass bottles when they on sale. Actually, Goodwill be having some fancy ass bottles with the cork shits on top of them. D, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I gonna get my fucking ooh. I'll come over here and be like, D, you still got some of that Sediva? You like, yeah, you know which one. Oh, yeah, yeah. And you'll keep them as a weapon. I got 3 different kinds of lotion in my car right now. In my car. Because my back hurts sometimes when I'm sitting down. And I go it's right under my seat right now. I'll rub it straight on there. And you can add fragrances to it. You know what my favorite is?
What's that?
I done added under the tree to my oil. To my I use shea butter with the olive oil mix, and I flavor it with under the tree. It's bomb, bro. You already know. That's the bomb diggity for me, man. And that's how you get that out. But yeah, shout out to Arden, man. Shout out to my people, man. Shout out to my man JB, the blind bug cultivator, man. I appreciate you, man. Always tapping in with me, man. Keeping it right. Shout out to Red Lion Days One, um, 4030 Studio Tiny Shop. Shout out to my ghetto AI partner, Ken Cody photographer, the youngest Cody in charge on Instagram. Big shout out to Mix Rose. I know I'm late, but I had to get this one in. Did a hell of a job at Tiny Shop last week. Shit going on. Shout out to Ink Wizard, inkwizard.com. All our stickers get made over there. Tiny Shop, the Sohigho stickers. Look them up. Ink hyphen is www.ink wizard.com. Tell him I sent you. He might give you a good thing, a couple things. Definitely shout out to my people, Tuck and Roll. That's me and my nephew and family. Peace and love to my sister and strength to the family, man. Wish you good thoughts over there. All the people that's going through not good times, man. Stay in the present with it. Stay. Don't try to take all your grief on all day long. If you a pothead, inhale that shit and blow that shit out. You know how we do it, man. Potheads unite around the world. Try to just and if you do in my experience, kind of stay away from it if you having real emotional problems. I don't know. I got some talks to give on some emotions. That's going to be some upcoming things. Definitely shout out to whenever I'm here, I'm going to always have D Selector with me as co-host. So shout out to my co-host. D, you got any, how could people get in touch with you and get in touch with the Recognized Records? And if they wanted us to do some video production for them, how we get it?
_rec room. WRECKROOM.
Oh yeah,
on all of them. D_rec room.
man. And definitely we're gonna be clipping this one up. You can check this out on Rec Room 2. Shout out to Robbie, man, YouTube, just so we know. We at Recognized Records. We got all rights reserved to all the music we be using here, man. Definitely shout out to my man, Robbie, man, for that intro music to us, man. Shout out to all the people. We got a lot coming up. Shout out to the Asian Festival. Like I said, my man, we gonna have probably, I think next in the Rec Room, next week I'm gonna have Danny from Flower City, a good hair shop owner. We got him scheduled to come down. Tap in with us. We got a lot of things going on. He's definitely excited to be here. You can reach me at Sohigho, SOHIGHO 216 at Gmail. Definitely, I'm at Thieveland on the Instagram. Look me up. Y'all know what we got to do. We always be forgetting to say like it, subscribe, and do all of that stuff. But definitely, we need to get our numbers up on both these sites. Definitely on the Rec Room, man. If you on Sohigho and you see this, go over to Rec Room Studios with a S on YouTube and subscribe to both of us. Also, the Blind Bug Cultivator. He on YouTube too. I'm sure I got some links under my videos for us. Man, it's been a pleasure. This is our first dry run. We definitely for the best damn podcast in this damn town, especially about cannabis, man. Uh, we do the best. Y'all tune back in. We gonna just keep getting better and better and better. Arden, please, I'm gonna have D do some work for us and look up and show you how good we gonna do for your product, because I'm gonna explain that good as hell for you too. Thank y'all so much, man. Give me some music out of here since we got my man D Selector, the tech record on the 1-2. Can you take us out with a little bit of Robbie Man Monster? And I'm gonna say, like my good friend EP say, he always say, smoke weed so you don't punch nobody in the face. Shout out to the highest niggas on the planet, man. All my niggas be easy out here, man. Y'all take it like, man, roll papers, not fucking blunts. Oh, you got Tucker Roll, bro? Oh, this nigga is dope. Oh, shit. That's dope. That's all good. And we got Robbie playing. Play me some Robbie, man. I got music.
Can I blaze with you? That black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. Smoke the Philly to the blunt.
Yeah.
That black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I smoke the Philly to the blunt. I mellows out to a Robbie Man track with some nectar, a chronic. And like Steve Austin, I'm feeling bionic. It's crazy how a beat can relax, cats to hand claps. Set in the mood for some fat raps. Your head vibe to confirm shit thick. Cause I be out here hot wrapped up like a gift. As you open it to hippin' up the squares who be listening. This Robbie Man way more intricate than any of them gangbang shoot 'em up. Chop your head off and kill your mama type rappers in this industry. It's funny when I kick reality, they wanna gas it. Insinuating I'm too graphic. So I'ma slide back to the scene. I be serene with mad blunt circulating like a track team. A fiend for style to be free. So roll it up, chunk, swing so we can get wet. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. Smoke the Philly to the blunt. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. Smoke the Philly to the blunt. I feel fine cause I just had a fat one. Some prefer a clip for the roach, but my man hit me onto the bone. To get the full effect of the residue. Light it up, set it out, then hit the next two. Just now so that the high can like linger. Never babysit cause I don't need orange shit on my finger. Plus I know how, that ain't my style. I get blue back every once in a while. But still some scours if I'm saying something foul. Player, that's kinda wild. Teachers on if you ain't with it. But shit, even the president admitted that he once did it. Nonetheless, I don't encourage you to take the test. But if so, then take a full pull to your chest. You got a cold or something? Pass the funk on the left hand side, the quick front. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I'm off the Philly to the blunt. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I'm off the Philly to the blunt. It ain't nothing but the fat sap packed in the blunt. Spark with the flame. Now do they know my name or where I come from? No matter if I didn't represent. Earn respect for my dollar cause it make most sense. To put some with some. I feel like my mind is gone when they fuck with the time and the life. You wanna know what's up with that nigga? Robbie Man, if you didn't buy the tape, I can't call it player. Not to cut you off, but I got to U-Haul it. No minute to spare, so give me that. But the flow Robbie got, really though. I had to tell my bro, control your hoes. They might have to leave. I'm all about my cheese and my tracks, know that. Smell the rat, trying to muscle my hustle. Fuck waiting on the phone call when I page. Cause niggas take their time getting back. But hey, I'm still shaking it. Holla at me if you've been there. It took a lot of tweed, but I made it through the years. And I'm here on the scene doing my thing. So don't swing, really. Don't swing. The black hillbillies rolling the Phillies. I'm off the Philly to the blunt. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I'm off the Philly to the blunt. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I'm off the Philly to the blunt. The black hillbilly rolling the Phillies. I'm off the Philly to the